Welcome back, guys. It's Crypto here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the next coin added to Coinbase. So the next coin added to Coinbase has been announced, and it is Ethereum Classic. So as you guys can see from the thumbnail, I've covered a lot of the CNBC interviews with Asif Hirji and Coinbase, and I've covered which coin could potentially be added to Coinbase. In this video I'll give you guys an update on Ethereum Classic, and I'll be honest with you guys, it has caught some people slightly off guard because Ethereum Classic is not the one that people were expecting to be added. It wasn't the next coin I was expecting to be added, but I have discussed Ethereum Classic because of ERC20 token articles that I've covered in my previous video. So all the market is slightly down or moving sideways, apart from Ethereum Classic, which has gone up massively. And Ethereum Classic has not just been added on Coinbase, or not the announcement of being added to Coinbase. That's not the only news. Ethereum Classic is also getting some new pairs on Binance, so that is double positive news for Ethereum Classic. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we are pleased to announce our intention to add support for Ethereum Classic on Coinbase in the coming months. This was announced on Twitter, and as soon as this was announced, there was a 15-25% rise. Unfortunately, I wasn't at my computer, so I didn't get to cash in. I wouldn't have traded this anyway because it's a risky trade and you could lose money, and I've learned my lesson from Bitcoin Cash, so I didn't really want to get into it later on when I saw this video. So the first article that I'll look in detail is the article from Coinbase. So always read the article at the source. Do not read articles. Read articles, but make your own judgments from people that write, because this guy is just another guy who read this article and probably know a bit more than you or some of us. But always try to read the article at source and make up your own mind, and read other articles to get a better understanding, but always read the article at source. So I'm going to look at this article in detail. So they just said that they're announcing Ethereum Classic to be added to Coinbase in the coming months. We're announcing this both internally and to the public, consistent with our process for adding new assets. I highly recommend you read this article. I've covered in my previous video, but please read this article to understand the process better. So Ethereum Classic won't be added to Coinbase tomorrow or today. It will be added in the coming months, and the way it happens is the procedure, the process they've explained in this article. So they will now begin the engineering work on step 4 for supporting Ethereum Classic. As part of this process, customers can expect to see public-facing APIs and other signs that the asset is being added. When they reach the final testing phase, they will let us know on Twitter and via their blog. So that's the process of how it will be added. So Ethereum Coinbase just doesn't have Coinbase. They have Coinbase Pro, which was GDAX, and they have Coinbase Asset Management, Coinbase Prime. So the way they're going to do it is, guys, they're going to add it on other places before it gets added to Coinbase. So most of my subscribers or followers or people that watch that video, I think you just own coins on Coinbase and are not too experienced on Binance or trading on Coinbase Pro or GDAX. So the way they will do it is, guys, Coinbase will list assets only after they're listed on Coinbase Pro and Prime, after evaluating factors such as liquidity, price stability, and other market health metrics. We may choose to add Ethereum Classic to Coinbase platform. It's also worth repeating that Coinbase Markets, Coinbase Pro, Coinbase Prime will likely have more assets listed on the platform than the Coinbase platform. Listing on Coinbase Markets does not guarantee listing on Coinbase platform. So guys, they're saying that they're gonna have more coins on Coinbase Pro than on Coinbase website. So just think about that. That's some interesting thing, and I think that will mean there's going to be loads more coins added this year, and it could potentially open more ERC20 token or more coins being that are that has got regulatory certainty and abides by the law. That means that Coinbase might be adding those coins to their account. So frequently asked questions: what is Ethereum Classic? It's a hard fork of Ethereum in July. When will it be available for trading? In the next coming months. Follow me on Twitter, follow Coinbase on Twitter to keep up to date with when it happens. although it might already be priced in, so you might not make money trading it because people are expecting it to happen, so it might not go up when it's available to trade. So just keep that in mind. How will you roll out the trading support? We'll announce a date that customers on Pro and Prime can begin placing limit orders on the Ethereum Classic order book on Coinbase markets. Once the resting market reaches sufficient liquidity, we will then enabling trading. That's a important information, but keep that in mind, guys. It doesn't necessarily mean Coinbase will add coins to their main Coinbase account if it's got added to Coinbase Pro. That's something to keep in mind. How did you control for material non-public information? So we followed our public process for adding new assets to Coinbase, and they have gone about it a lot better than they've done with Bitcoin Cash. What assets are you adding next? We previously announced our intention to support ERC20 technical standards and Bitcoin forks. We will announce the intention to add specific assets within this category prior to final engineering integration. So again, I'm going to make probably future videos of next coin added to Coinbase, but predicting what coin gets added to Coinbase is very difficult, and probably some Coinbase don't even know what coins will be added. I had Ethereum on GDEX at the time of July hard fork. I did not withdraw my Ethereum Classic prior to January 2017. Will I receive Ethereum Classic credit when trading launches? Yes. So if you are one of those lucky people that invested early, you will be receiving Ethereum Classic. Right, so I'm just going to quickly go through some more articles to give you a different perspective. So they're just all covering that main article that was released. So one thing I wanted to say was Coinbase previously announced decisions to list Bitcoin Cash as a Bitcoin hard fork available on the platform. The news provoked opposing reactions among adopters, critics, as did the tweet announcing. So they have gone about it a lot better way, which I think is great. So, but what does this mean for the price? As you can see, it was in a really bearish downward pattern, but this rise has significantly increased. Within less than an hour, the price went up 30%. It's a record figure for Ethereum Classic. But does that mean you should buy it and then buy more and expect it to go high? Please do not do that, guys. You could get burned. Bitcoin Cash, I made money because I sold. But again, I've been burned trying to do that, guys. So my advice would be stay away from it. If you're lucky to have owned Ethereum Classic, you might let some go, but I'll leave it up to you guys. I wouldn't trade this. Wait for better trades. The odds are not in your favor, and it's a trade that I'm not experienced in. If you are better than me and you know some other strategies or techniques, you might try to attempt it for a short-term trade, but I'll stay away from it. That's just my prediction, guys. Ethereum Classic spikes 25%. So I wanted to cover CoinDesk. They're one of the bigger platforms, and most news outlets have been covering this. So this last bit I'd like to just read to you guys is stemmed from the fact that Coinbase added support for Bitcoin Cash just months after cryptocurrency was created as a hard fork from Bitcoin. However, at the time, the firm had not embraced Ethereum Classic a year after the cryptocurrency was forked off the Ethereum network. So this paragraph makes people think that Coinbase asset selection process is random, if not altogether dubious. So, I mean, people trying to predict it. I've made videos on it because people are interested on it, but predicting what coin will be added to Coinbase is almost impossible, because as you can see from here, it is a bit random. And although they have a procedure in place which will give you some guidelines and you could make some predictions, but it's still very hard to predict what they'll do. I might cover this process in detail and might give you some insights, but it's very difficult to predict it. And do not just buy a coin because you think someone said it will be added to Coinbase next. So again, another one is Cointelegraph. They've covered it. It shows you this massive spike that happened, and it talks about the step 4, and it's not being added to next, but it will be added in the future. One last thing I want to read out from here is paves the way for supporting ERC20 across assets across Coinbase products in the future. So Coinbase, the interview that I covered on CNBC previously, they have said they'll be supporting more coins, so this could pave the way for more ERC20 tokens to be added to Coinbase in the future. So Coinbase will add Ethereum Classic to its exchange in the coming months. Coinbase may be one of the best cryptocurrency exchanges available, and it adding another coin is a very big thing because it gives exposure to Ethereum Classic. And I don't know too much about Ethereum Classic. I need to do a lot more research. It happened from the major hack of the DAO, a fundraising vehicle for the project, and Ethereum Classic has kind of not changed it. So I'm not massively keen on it because I haven't done enough research. And Ethereum has done a lot better than Ethereum Classic over the time. So maybe I'll do a bit more research on Ethereum Classic, but please do your research on Ethereum Classic before buying it. And it talks about the how Coinbase went about Bitcoin Cash, which wasn't great. So I definitely recommend you reading a bit more about it. Outside of adding new tokens, Coinbase is exploring how it can work with new blockchain technology, atomic swaps, sharding, proof of stake, and more. So look out for Coinbase, guys. They're doing really good. I think them and Binance are really taking cryptocurrency to the next level, according to um, my understanding. So Coinbase, although they were kind of falling behind Binance, not falling behind Binance, but Binance were making a lot of ground. Coinbase is still number one by adding Ethereum Classic and the new products and what they're planning to do in the future. If you read this article about Coinbase's future, you'll find out more. So guys, what I'd like to end at the end, what I'd like to finish off this video is by saying that Ethereum, this video does not mean that you can buy Ethereum Classic, because you can see there's already been a massive spike and it's kind of going down slightly. So I wouldn't attempt this trade, but that's just my thinking, guys. Think it for yourself and make your own decisions. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel and other videos on cryptocurrency, breaking news, trading tips, trading signals, price predictions, the whole lot to keep you guys safe in the crazy world of cryptocurrency and money. So if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. And finally, I'd like to ask you guys, where do you see Ethereum Classic's price at the end of the year? If you are a big supporter of Ethereum Classic, please leave the price prediction below for end of the year, and I will be researching more on Ethereum Classic before I share my price prediction and my thoughts on Ethereum Classic. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave your price prediction below, and I'll see you guys soon with another great video. Thank you very much.